Hey guys, it's McD again. I just wanted to post another video to teach you how to access your CommonLit assignments online. So I've made this as easy for you as possible. If you open up the assignment document, which you'll see over in the pinned area, just so you know also, I'm going to be putting on Friday in my journal. That's actually what I'm working on right now. It will actually show up over here in the journal as well on the day that it gets posted. But for right now, since I'm still working on that journal entry, I'm going to come over to my left-hand side to my pinned items, and I'm going to click on assignments for the week. So there we go. I'm going to bring up the PDF file that I posted for you earlier. So if you scroll down to Monday's work, you'll see that Monday's assignment directions ask you to log into your Clever account, then find the app titled CommonLit. Here's how you do this. You're going to click on the link that's here. It's clever.com/in/HCPS. I'm going to click on that, and it's going to take me to Clever. And then it says to log in using your employee or your student or lunch number and the password that you used for Windows. That's also your EDSB password. So I'm going to log in with mine, which is a little bit different since I'm a teacher. Okay. So I'm still going to log in with my Active Directory. There's my information. It's going to sign me in. And this is Clever. Okay. So yours may look slightly different than this because mine's a teacher and yours is going to be a student version. But you're going to see in here resources, all right? The resources that you want to find for this is the CommonLit app. Now for me, I have it saved in my favorites, so it's right at the top of the page. You may have to scroll down further in the page to find it, but it will be under the section that says instant login applications. So this right here, okay, that's where you'll always find CommonLit. It will also show up in the section that says my page. So if you find M. McDermott's page and click on it, in fact, I'll do that now. See, I have a section for my reading classes here, and there's where CommonLit's going to show up for you. So regardless of where you click on it, it's going to take you to the same place. So click on your CommonLit, and it's going to access it now through Clever, so you don't have to do any additional logging in or anything else. Now, when you sign into CommonLit, again, yours is going to look different from mine because I'm a teacher and you're a student. But you should have a list of classes over along the side on the left-hand side. So you want to click on my class, the class that you're assigned to for me. For now, I'm just going to pick first period. Okay. Now, here are the assignments for this class. And if I went back to that document that I showed you earlier, it said the first assignment we had to do was the assignment called Help Giving. Okay. So that's the assignment that you need to do first. Yours will look slightly different, but if you click on the title, it's going to take you to where you need to go. Okay, let me pull it up for you so you can see what it should look like approximately on your end. All right, so yours will look something like this. Okay, you're going to have some guiding questions to answer. During the reading, you'll have to stop every once in a while. We chunk the text, we stop, right? Like we practiced in class. And it'll also ask you to answer a question before it allows you to go forward. There's another thing it's asking you to do, and that's annotations. So let's walk through that first. In the directions at the top of the page, notice in bold here where it says, as you read, take notes on what it means to help friends and why this responsibility is significant. That's going to be part of your grade for this activity, the annotations. And in fact, if you looked in EDSB, you probably saw that grade already sitting in the grade book. So how do you annotate and get credit for it? If you look up here in the top right-hand corner, there's a little button that says New, and it has a highlighter. That's the button that you want to click. Then it says select text to highlight or add annotations. So here's how you do it. Let's say that I let's say I want to highlight this very first sentence, okay? So I'm gonna just select that with my cursor, turns blue on my end, and then this little window over here will pop up. It lets me choose any of these colors of highlighter that I want. So I'm just gonna choose yellow, all right? Now look, suddenly I've highlighted the text. Now if I wanna make a note about this text too, I need to highlight it again, and then I'm going to click the T. That T is going to give me my annotations box. Let me move this dialog here. So I have a little box that pops up here. Oops, here is where I enter my annotation. Okay, and then you click Done, and it saves it. Now you can always go back and add as many annotations as you want. But you want to make sure that you're only focusing again on what I've asked you to annotate for this activity. It's what it means to help friends and why this responsibility is significant. That's the notes that I want to see, and that's the things that I want to see highlighted. I don't want to see every single paragraph, every single sentence, every single word highlighted. That's not what we're looking for, okay? So that's the first thing that you need to do when you do these activities. Now, I also told you that there's going to be guiding questions. And when you come to an icon that looks like this, for example, when you come to the end of the introduction, there's a little symbol that says Q1. You have to click on that and answer this question correctly before you can move forward with the lesson. It won't let you read anymore or get to any more questions till you do this correct. But here's the thing, it tells me how many times you've clicked on these answers. So if you're just over here clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking around, it's going to tell me exactly how many different answers you clicked on and how many different tries it took. So don't guess, use your best thinking and come up with your best answer. Now, once you have gotten all the way to the end of the text, you've done all of your guiding questions, then once that's done, you're going to come to the assessment questions. Those assessment questions are going to show up here in your right-hand margin. At the top, it'll tell you how many you have. For this activity, there are 5 assessment questions. Question 5 is a short response question. How does the author view the idea of positive nonverbal communication? For this, in your version, you're going to see a box here that's going to ask you to type into it. And my directions for this say you must write a paragraph. Let me say that again. You must write a paragraph, okay? We know that how many sentences a paragraph is. We've talked about it in class. So make sure you write a paragraph here. In my rubric that I gave to you, which is also, again, linked in that assignments document that I gave you, it says in that rubric exactly how you're going to be scored on all of these activities. So you want to make sure that you pay attention to that rubric. That way you know exactly what I'm looking for. And if it's not in a paragraph form, if it's not following what I asked you to do, then automatically your score is going to get marked down for this question. So you want to make sure that you are doing that appropriately, okay? Now, once you've done all your annotations, you've done your guiding questions, you've done your assessment questions, then you want to submit at the end. And what this will do is it will send it to me so that I can score your short response and then re-release the scores out to you. So actually, when you log into CommonLit, once I have scored it and released it back to you, you're able to look immediately and see what your score was on that activity. You're able to see what questions you got right, what questions you got wrong, and I will leave you feedback in the box for your assessment short response question. So that way I can tell you exactly why your answer was good or how your answer was lacking, and you may want to add to it next time to get a better score. And again, I'm going back to FSA. You guys still have to pass that next year. So it's super important that we're using that text evidence, that we're always reading directions, and we're doing exactly what it says. Now, last thing, there's a couple of cool things about CommonLit that I want to show you that might be helpful to you in getting these activities done and feeling confident about it. Where it says font size, that simply means you can change the size of the font, makes it bigger or smaller. So if you're having a hard time seeing this, just click on font size. You can change it to any size you want. At the top right-hand corner, next to our highlight and annotate button, there's a button that says translate. If you are bilingual, let's say that you are in ESOL and you are still kind of struggling with English text and you want to see what it says in Spanish because you read and understand Spanish better right now, you can do that. You can translate it directly into Spanish for you. So let me do that now and I'll show you what it looks like if it will let me do it. Then click the plus icons next to translate. Okay, so once I do my translation, I go over here to the little globe symbols and I click on it. And look, it's going to process it and make it show up in Spanish. Same thing for this paragraph. It's running a little bit slow right now because my internet is slow. But what this does is in this pane over here, this little window, it's going to show you that piece of text in Spanish. That way you can see them side by side. Okay, that's one cool thing. The other cool thing you can do is the read aloud function. So if you do better, like for example, when I read things aloud to you in class and that helps you to focus and concentrate and understand, you can do that here. You hit read aloud. Now you've got a play button and a stop button. You hit play. And it even highlights it as you go. It even highlights the text as you go. So again, if English is not your first language, if that's something that is helpful to you, by all means, you can use that read aloud function. And to cancel it, you just go up here and click hide read aloud, okay? So we're going to be using CommonLit for this very first week, and we're also going to be coming back to it throughout the course of the semester. Even if we come back to school, this is now still an activity that I may give to you for you to do on your devices. This is something that if you're away from your computer, but you have your phone, your smartphone, you can totally do this on your smartphone, and it's not all that different than looking at it on this screen. So hopefully this was helpful for you. Again, if you ever have any questions about how to access this, you can shoot me a message on Remind or on Edsby. And of course, I'll have office hours at 8:30 and 2 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday. Thanks, guys. Happy learning.